This meeting is being recorded.
Thank you, Moses, and good morning and welcome, students. I'm so happy that you've joined me. I can see I've got Moses and Tinswalo on the call. Moses, where are you logging in from, Moses?
I'm logging in from Mpumalanga.
Mpumalanga, well done, well done. Mpumalanga's in the house. Tinswalo, hello, how are you, Tinswalo? Where are you logging in from, Tinswalo?
I'm from Johannesburg.
Hey, we've got Johannesburg in the house. Okay, great. We've got Johannesburg and we've got Mpumalanga. I'm missing Hendrik today. I'm not sure what happened to him. All right, but be that as it may, let's start with our exam revision. So what's happening is we have an exam question. There were some questions regarding revision. When am I going to start with the revision? And guess what? I'm starting with the revision today. All right, with past year exam papers. Let's look at what happened in October, November 2023. I always say a good predictor of future behavior is what happened in the past. And what happened in the past was they tested you on the if statement and they're asking you for output. Okay, so Moses, did you have a look at this past year paper, Moses? This was last year's paper.
Oh, not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay, great. Let's start with it, right? And this is how you prepare for examination. One strategy is to answer past year questions. So Moses, I know your code is INP1501. This one says cost 1511, costs, and it says 1511 October, November 2023. So don't panic. You'll write the same paper, right? In fact, the study guide is the same. And let's just go through some instructions out here. It says it's 75 marks. You have 2 hours to answer it. So we can divide your time with the number of minutes and you see how much time you need to spend. It says use Word document to answer the questions, convert it to PDF before submitting. I think, Moses, you should be okay with that because you have answered the assignment questions where you have to convert it to a PDF. Marks are awarded for part of an answer. Now, this is very important in programming. Always include your working. Your part marks will basically help you to pass, right? I'm not joking, that's how I pass my programming. And it says students must upload their answer scripts in a single PDF. We'll go through that later on, but let's just jump into what they're allowing you to use. It says the use of a non-programmable pocket calculator is permissible. It's a closed book exam, so I'm assuming you can't have all your resources and material with you. The examination, right. So let's start. Moses, you want to do the honors and read this question to me like a story sum that we talk about? Hey, welcome, Henrik. You here, Henrik? Great, Henrik. Moses?
Consider the C++ code segment below. What value will new val have after this code has been executed?
Okay, great. And it says we got variable declarations here. Int var1 is equal to 4, int var2 is equal to 10, int new val is equal to 0. So in lines 1, 2, and 3, we're basically assigning values. And here they're testing you on your ability to answer the if-else statement. If var1 multiplied by 2 is greater than or equal to var2, if that is true, it needs to answer the next line. New val is equal to 5 plus 2 times var2. If this statement is false, var1 times 2 is going to go to the else statement. And they actually have a nested else statement, nested if-else statement. So what I'm going to do is I copy this into code, code blocks. I don't know if they're allowing you to use code blocks or not. But if they're not allowing you to use code blocks, you will need to use your pen and paper or pencil and paper and write it out. So I did that for you. I said int var1 is equal to 4. And here is where I did my operations or my arithmetic computations. 4 times 2 is 8. Is 8 greater than or equal to 10, Moses? Is that true or false?
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Right, it says, there's the line, it says, if var1 multiplied by 2 is greater than or equal to var2, I know that var1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. Is 8 greater than or equal to 10, Moses?
No, it's false.
It's false. If it is false, it's not going to go into this line out here, right? It's not going to say 5 times 2 plus 2. It's going to go into the next else statement, which is
Yes.
if var1 is less than var2. Now, var1 we know is 4. Is 4 less than 10, Moses? True or false?
4 is less than 10. Yes, it's true.
It's true, correct. So now it's going to go into the next line. The next line says var2, which is 10, subtract 4 times 2. Now, Moses, you got to remember the rules of board mass. Quickly tell me what's board mass, Moses?
What must rule? Say. I think I might have
You've forgotten it. Okay, let's see if Henrik can
forgotten a
help you.
bit about
Henrik,
the board mass
board
rule,
mass. What's
but I know
board
it's
mass?
It's a mathematical principle that just helps you out a little bit, Mr. Governor.
Correct, correct. Not a little bit, a lot bit, right? Lots and lots of bits. So what does B stand for, Henrik?
Brackets, Mr. Governor.
Right. Brackets. So it's brackets. If you have an off there or operations, you got division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So basically, division comes before multiplication, multiplication comes before addition, addition comes before subtraction. So right now, if I look at it, I got to scan the entire line. It says 10 minus 4 times 2. I got to work out 4 times 2, which is 8. And then I say 10 minus 8, which is 2, and that's how I get the answer. And that's worth 2 marks. So basically today, Hendrik, Moses, and there's Swift out here. There's some other people here. There's Tin Swallow. I've given you 2 marks and I've shown you how to work it out. All right. Now, you don't have me all the time. You would have to work with code blocks. So I'm going to do this in code blocks. Let's copy this into code blocks. In fact, I have worked it out already. I think I've shared that in our WhatsApp group. So if I have code blocks running and you need to test this out, so let's open the existing project in code blocks. And it's not there. All right, let's go to File, Open Recent Projects. Right, there we go. So there's my question. Here's my question. Moses, Hendrik, can you see my question out here? It says in line number, let me just change that to 4 because this was already a question. Hendrik, I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see question 1.1?
Yes, Mr. Governor, I can
Great,
see it quite
great.
fine, thanks.
So let's just run this program quickly. Let's compile it if there's no errors. If there's no errors out here. All right, there's no errors. Let's build and run. And the answer is indeed 2. Now, as a teacher, I should change this around to 10. And if we were sitting in class or have some time, you can run this program where variable 1 is 10, variable 2 is 4, and you see what answer you can get. Okay? And that's how you'll know if you understand the way the if-else statement works. So now I'm going to say goodbye to this question. And there was some queries regarding temperature. Unless, let's open up the floor. Anybody with a query for me? Anybody has specific questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do we write the answer? Then we write it down or we write maybe on wait when you're about to submit.
Right. You'll have to, like I said, the question says, let's look at what the question says. Let's see the instructions, right? Right. So the instructions goes like this. It says, use Word to answer the questions. Convert to PDF before submitting. So I will need to open up my Microsoft Word. And I'm going to say a blank screen. Question 1.1, oopsie, 1.1, new val is equal to 2. Right? So there's it there. Now, if it's only 2 marks, so they can't give you part marks, but if you wanted, you could have drawn a variable diagram. Is that all? You know, you could do that as well, right? If it's a longer question. So I could have done a table. Let's insert a table. Let's draw a table. Where's this inserted table here? There we go, table. I could have the line number here. and new of VAR1, VAR2, and I think you did this in the exercise where you'll say, is VAR1 less than 2? Now that's if the question is worth about 7 or 8 marks and you want to ensure that you get your part marks if the final answer is not correct, right? Does that answer your question, Moses?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great. Anybody else with another query question regarding this paper, this question? You should try question 1.2, November, October 2023. See, they're testing you on the switch statement out here. Suppose the input value of A is 5. What is the value of A after the following code has been executed? So, Moses, I would suggest you answer this question because they're testing you about the way the switch statement has been written. And you'll notice this break statement is in this line, case 3, but it doesn't appear under case 5 or case 6. Okay, Moses? And that's very important. I'm giving you a little hint. Next week, we shall answer this question. That I know people will attend my Zoom lessons, or they'll watch the recording. Let's look at question 1.3. What do you think they're testing you out here, Hendrik?
It looks like while loops.
Yes, absolutely correct. They're talking about the while loop, right? They're testing you whether you are able to, firstly, understand how the while loop works, and they want a value out there. So we now know the switch statement came out last year, the if-else statement, the while statement came out. Then in the next question, question number 2, they're talking about segment of code. What is the purpose of this code? To display sum. This is a simple question. It's only worth 4 marks. The next question, Hendrik, again, the while statement is being tested. In question 2.2, the for statement is being tested, as well as Hendrik. Look at this. Numbers, square bracket, open square bracket, close square bracket. What's this, Hendrik? Or Moses?
Hello, Mr. Governor.
Yes.
Okay. It looks like it would be a struct.
A struct.
No, I think
Let's
it's
try
an
again,
array.
right? Let's agree that it's a data structure. Okay, it's a data structure. It has the word numbers. It's got an open square bracket and a closed square bracket, right? It's got an open curly bracket. It's got some data elements in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data elements. All the data elements are integers. I think we did this last week and the week before. Moses, you want to help Hendrik? What do you think this is?
I think it's an array.
I think so too. Hendrik, can try it out, check it again. You could call it a struct. It's a struct if you want to say struct, but more specifically, it's an array. Okay, Hendrik?
Okay, Mr. Governor.
Right. Look, see, there's a name of the array. What gives it away is this open square bracket and this closed square bracket. Right? That kind of gives it away that that's an array. Let's look at question 3. They're talking about the while loop, and they're talking about, check it out here. There's some open brackets, closed brackets. There's a parameter there. This, right. Moses, there's it. You are required to draw a variable diagram to illustrate what this code does. So in this question, you got to draw the variable diagram, right? And it's worth 8 marks, right? Can you see why I spoke to you about drawing a variable diagram? In question number 1, you don't need to draw the variable diagram, right? Question 1.1. So that's there. Let's look at the next question. Question number 4 talks about, you'll get a hint in terms of what's coming out. It says, once the program displays the amount of money a company owes for the seminar based on the number of people, for example, amount, if the user enters a number that is less than or equal to, there's a clue. If the user enters it, you got to use an if statement, if else statement. Quickly, question number 3, it says, there's the hint out here. It says the number of wheels, count 4, count. the counter for the number of wheels with 2, 4, and more 4 wheels respectively. Assume that it is right. We're going to come back to this. Question number 6 is with 9 marks. For statement, while statement, while statement. Question 6.4 is the while statement. Question 7, they're talking about record the number of crates of fruit that are packed for each day. Oh, well, they're telling you int array called crates. They're testing you on arrays. Now you can see why I spend so much time on arrays. Question 8, functions. Oh, here's our famous functions and parameters. You got to watch my video, Fun with Functions. Question number 8. Question number 9. They talked about the bookstore announced a competition over 4 weeks. You as a programmer, write record, There's the highest sales. Aha! We did this some time ago where we had to get the highest value or the lowest value. And check it out, 2-dimensional array. So we got to do the 2-dimensional array. And they give you some clues out here. And the last one is the question on structs, which we haven't done as yet, right? But this is only 2 marks, and you can see how easy it is to answer a question like that. Question number 11, they spoke about, what's question number 11? 7 marks. Write a function that receives an input as first name and displays the initials. For example, John Peter Doe, the initials JPDR. This is a string, right? Strings. And they've given you some, and then appendix, right? So they've given you some string functions. Okay. So if I had to look at what questions came out in October, November 2023, they tested you on if-else statement, while statement, the for loop, arrays, 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, and strings. And I can guarantee you, Hendrik and Moses, in October, November 2024, arrays will come out, functions will come out, strings will come out, parameters will come out. I promise you that. I'll take a bet with you. I'm not a betting man, but if it doesn't appear, Moses, Hendrik, it's recorded, I will refund you your complete registration fees for UNISA. What do you think about that bet, Moses? Hendrik?
Personally, Mr. Governor, I generally don't bet if I can't predict the outcome, so I think we'll leave that.
Okay. I agree, but you think I want to spend my money and on all of you, and because I'm taking a bet that I know I may not win. Hendrik, you think I'll take a bet that I don't want to win? I'll win the bet. What is it? Moses?
I guess you know the outcomes, so that means that's why you are sure and pay.
Yeah. I've been doing this for a number of years, and I can assure you guys that it will appear as such, right? I can see my laptop is a bit low. Let me just quickly get my charger. Give me a split second. I'm back. Give me a split second to put my charger. Normally, I'm so prepared. I started, I didn't realize my laptop. Okay, I'm back. So, while the loops must come out, either the for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay, so, right. Any questions regarding past year papers and your revision for 2024? Moses, what do you think will come out in the paper? We can take a bet.
I think we must also check out the in function as well.
Yes, functions. We must definitely do functions.
Okay.
You definitely must do functions.
Okay.
All right.
We must also.
So, do you have any other questions for me, Moses, Hendrik, Tinswalo? Swift.
Nothing specific.
Yes, Hendrik, go ahead.
Nothing specific on my side, Mr. Governor. I think
Okay.
I just need to have some more revision.
Yes. So if you go over question 1.1, October, November 2023, I'll put that in the chat if you like. Yeah. Right, so there's a question from Swift. It says, hi, can we do an example of a variable diagram? Yes, we can. Do you have anything specific? Do you have something specific? Do you have, I could take exercise, I could take the question. Let's take the question. The question is, we can do the exam question. Okay, great. In the chat he wrote, we can do the exam question. So what I'm going to do is, let's take this exam question. So Swift wants to know, I'm going to split my screen in two so that I'll do the exam question. All right, thank you for that, Swift. Right, so he wants to do a variable diagram. So I'm going to open up my code blocks so that you can follow with the line numbering, right? So there's my code blocks, and I'm going to take the same question and I'm going to show you. So what happens here is in line number, Swift, are you with me? Can you unmute or put your mic on or talk to me because you asked the question? Hello? Swift, are you there? Hi. I can't join with voice. I can't join with voice. My wife. Oh, okay. Wife and daughter are sleeping. I'm sorry. Okay, no problem. Right. So you can listen, right? Listen in. So Swift, by the way, I have great admiration for all UNISA students because you're our fathers, husbands, and you are working and look at it. You are in a Zoom session like this. So well done, Swift. So here we go. It says line number 5 and I'm talking about variable 1 takes on the value of 10. In line number 5, and now, sorry, now I'm going to line number 6. Variable 1 is still 10, Swift, but variable 2 takes on the value of 4. In line number 7, Swift, in line number 7, new val is equal to 0. So I got to have another column for new val. And what happens here is new val is equal to 0, right? So that's 10, that's still 10, and that's still 4. Then I gotta have, let me just remove that. Let's have another, insert a new row. Insert a new row. Insert a table below that. Okay, right. So in line number 8, Swift, you with me, Swift? In line number 8, that's still 10, that's still 4, that's still 0. And now it says, if there's a condition here, I'm just going to copy that out here, right? Is var1 let's go edit, copy, and I'm just going to paste that, right? So this is a Boolean statement. Is var1 multiplied by 2? So I'm going to, this is where it happens here. I'm going to say edit, I'm going to copy that, and that's what happened there, right? And I'm going to paste that. So that is false, okay? I just put, you don't have to put 4 times 2 is greater than, you can just put down false. And then, oh, I should be drawing another line. Let's go and insert a new line. Insert a table, insert table. And let's just make the number of rows to be, what's 7, right? Right, so now that was in line number 8. Was it 8? There we go, it's false there. So now I go to line number, in my case, it's line number, if it's false, I will jump to line number 11. So in line number, was it line number 11? If variable 1 is, it'll go to, yes, line number 11. And then it's asked the question, is variable 1 less than variable 2? So let's go and have another column out there. If variable 1 is less than variable 2. Right, I'm just going to copy that, edit, so copy that. I'll just make this a little bigger. I need a new column there. Insert a column to the right. All right, and the column that goes there is this. It says, is variable 1 less than variable 2? I think that is true. Let's go look at the question. It says, yes, it is true. So where's my Word document? So that is true. If that is true, then I go on to line let's put that there. If it is true, it says new val is equal to var2 minus var1 times 2, which is var1 was 4 times 2 is 8, 10 minus 8 is indeed 2. So in line number 13, so in my case, Swift, it jumps to line number 13. That was still 10. That is still 4. Now new val takes on the value of 2. I could have had a statement for output, right? Where I would give you an answer, which is in line number 17. I could have had a column that says output here. I'm just going to insert a new column to the right, and I could have a column for output. And the output here, which is in line number, what's the line number there? Line number 17. Swift, I hope you can see that was line number 17. Right, so this is how I like to do my output, and output is 2. Right, MAM also does it in little squares and blocks. You can put that as well, and you should get the same answer. Swift, does it answer your question, Swift? I did the exam question with a variable diagram, right? I'll trace through the entire program.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, Moses, go ahead. Sure you can.
On top of that code, can you please maybe show us how can we use a Boolean regarding true or false?
Yes, there's the Boolean. This was a Boolean. This is the Boolean value coming out of here. If variable 1 multiplied by 2 is greater than or equal to variable 2, that is a Boolean output, meaning if it is false, then I move on to line number 11. That's a Boolean output, basically. But if you want to have a Boolean variable, then I got to have something like this. I got to say bool flag, we generally call flag, right? That's a Boolean variable. But what happened here is a Boolean output, true or false, yes or no, 0 or 1. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Right,
you.
but we'll take a past year paper that has a Boolean in it. Right, I'll look for one of the questions. Today I just came prepared for October, November 2023 exam paper, and more especially question 1.1. And thanks to Swift, that's what he asked for. Yes. Henrik, do you have a question regarding the question?
No, Mr. Governor, I think you've demonstrated very nicely. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Right. So maybe we should try this. You can try this on a piece of paper, right? What we'll do is we'll change this around. You can make that 4 and you make that 10. And let's see now what happens, right? Do you want to try it? I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes to try it on your own. And you can post the answer in the chat. Right, so then we know that you understand this question. Right, really well. I came prepared for exercise 3.1 and 18.3, but if you want to do exam question 1.1, by all means we can do that. Right, I'll stop talking and I'll give you an opportunity to work it out.
Hello, Mr. Governor.
Yes, Henry, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. It's the new val ought to be 2.
Even with 10 and 4. All right, let's work it out now, right? Thank you. Let's me work it out and let's try it out. So let's see. It says variable 1 is 10. Let's just make that a comment statement. It's 10 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Is that greater than or equal to variable 2, which is 4? So it's 10 times 2, which is 20. Is 20 greater than that? Yes, it's true. So because it's true, I'll go to line number 11. So in line number 11, it's got 5 plus 2 multiplied by variable 2, which is 4. Which is actually, it's 5 plus 2 times 4, which is 8. 5 plus 8, which is 13. Now, it's got to 13, and then it goes to the next statement. Does it go to the next statement now? Right, so it's did that. Then it's got, this statement says, right. So talk to me how you got 2 now from here, Henrik.
It's entirely my own fault, Mr. Governor. The internet was a bit slow, and so my screen didn't update. So I saw it with variable 1 still being 4.
Oh, okay. No problem. So let's see. Swift post in the chat. Swift, how did you get to the next answer? You got an answer of 13. Right. So, okay, Swift, you want to type in the chat what happens after line number 12? It's true. So I'm definitely not doing line number 13. How did you get in line number 15? What happens in line number 15, Swift? If you can type it in the chat. You got, it doesn't go to line number 15 as the else is not done. So it doesn't go to line number 15. Which line does it go to, Swift? It goes to line number 19. Okay, before it goes to line number 9, it goes to line number 19. All right, and what happens in line number 19? It's simply an output of 19. I'm waiting for Swift to answer the question because line 19 gives an output of 13. Okay, so Swift says that. So it does not do line number 15 because if I had to put in some brackets, let me share, let's share the screen here, right? I'm sharing my screen. So Swift says it does not do line number 15. Let's put in some brackets. There's my brackets. My brackets here is if variable 1 times 2 is greater than or equal to 2, which is 10 times 2, which is 20. 10, that's true. It went to line number 11. It's got an answer there. It does not, it will not go into line number 13. It did not go to line number 14 because there's nothing there in line number 14. Line number 15 says 4 times 2. It won't do that. It'll go to line number 19. It says line number 19. The answer there is var1, which was, how did you get var1 to be, you said line number, Swift? Henrik, Moses, join us in the discussion before we
I think Mr. Swift is quite right, Mr. Governor.
yes.
I think the output ought to be 13 indeed.
Okay, yes, it is 13. Yeah. Oh, I added a new line. And I moved it to line 20. Okay. There we go. Right. So thank you very much. So as Swift has pointed out, I didn't do the answer there. It does not go to line number 15. There's no line number 15 here. All right. It's actually, sorry, 14. It does not do that. And it'll go to the and it prints it out in line number, and now it changes it, right? Okay, so I'm not going to work in it. What I would like to do is maybe change these values again to see if we can answer it. All right, I don't know what the answer is going to be. Let's make it 0 and let's make it 5. Now let's see what happens, right? And you have the compiler out there to run the program to see if it works or not. Okay, thank you, Mr. Swift. Mr. Miss, I don't know. Anybody else wants to chip in, ask a question? We can change things around. Let's see what happens here. Output will be 5. Oh, Swift is too fast for me, right? Let's see how did he get that? So what happens here in line number 9? Swift, talk to me, or type it in. You can't talk. Go ahead. Let's see what happens there, Swift. Share my screen. I'm going to be the student now. Swift. Let's stop the share. Let's start the share again. And Swift, I'm going to look at the chat. Swift. So talk to me, Swift. Does it go to line number 9, Swift? Swift, what happens after line number 9? It moves to line number 14. So let's go and put that down there. So what's the answer in line number 9? It says var1, which is 0, multiplied by 2 is 0. 0 is 0 greater than or equal to, no, it's not. So it's going to go to line number 14. Oh, that's right, Swift, that's correct. And what happens in line number 14? So I'm just going to put in another line over here, right? Swift, is that true or false? Is 0 less than 5? It's true. So Swift writes in the chat, he said it's true. So I'm going to put down over there TRU. Swift, after line number 15, it goes to line number. Swift, tell me what happens after line number 15. Does it go to line number 16 or does it go to line number 17? Ah, thank you very much, Swift. So Swift says it goes to line number 16. So in line number 16, work that out for me, Swift. It says var2 minus var1 times 2. What's the answer to that, Swift? We know var1 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. var2 is 5. 5 minus 0, Swift is? And Swift wrote, yeah, it's 5. So would it go to line number 19, Swift, thereafter? Yes or no? Write in the chat. Swift says no. Does it go to line number 20, Swift? Yes, thank you, Swift, for writing it. And what's the answer then, Swift? All right, let me see if Swift is correct. I don't know if he's correct or not. And let's see if he's Swift. This was, let's do a compile. And let me just put down my manager. Let's see if there's any view logs. Oh, no errors. Right, let's run this program. Well done. Swift is absolutely correct. Hendrik, I think we should all give him a clap. Swift did it. Swift. Oh, I missed that. Just type in the chat, Swift. Are you happy? Hendrik, give him a clap. There's a reaction button out here. Oh, where's the chat? Where's the chat? Yes, I'm happy. Swift said he's happy. All right. Moses, Hendrik, are you cool with this? Oh, there you got a clap from Hendrik. You got a clap from Moses. And Hendrik typed in clap, clap, clap. Right. So this is how you will study this section, right? Without me or without your friends or anything. Go and try a question and change it around. While we're in the groove of past year papers, let's do question 2.2. Let's see now. Swift is with us. He's going to help us now, right? So Swift, there's question 1.2. Swift, you want to type in the chat what you think the answer would be? It says, or Moses, read the question for me, Moses. Moses, you with me, Moses? Or Hendrik, read the question for me, Hendrik. Please.
Okay, suppose the input value for A is 5. What is the value of A after the following C++ code has been executed?
Right, and you got 2 marks. So how many minutes you should be spending on this?
Not very. I would
Not
say
very.
probably only about 5.
Yeah, about 5 minutes, right? So you can work it out like this. Now, here's my calculator out here. This is my calculator. I've got 120 minutes, right? They said it's 2 hours. So it's 120 minutes, and I've got 75 marks. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, somewhere around there, right? You can work it out yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this into code blocks so that Swift can tell me in the right. I haven't done this question before, but no, you're not asked. I see you. Maybe you're enjoying past your papers. So. Right. Moses, aren't I the fast typist, Moses?
Yes, yeah.
Right. So there we go now, right? So it says, so now Swift, you with me, Swift, in the chat? Right, Swift, are you ready for us, Swift? Yes or no, Swift? Come on, type it in, Swift. All right, Swift is there. So talk to me, Swift. It says the value of A is now 5. Right, Swift? Let's see the question. What is it? Oh, Hendrik, it's right, huh? They tell me that they give me an input of 5. Yes. Right. Oh, Swift says he doesn't know what case would do. I haven't done that before. All right, doesn't matter. I'm going to do it with you, right? So now, or anybody else wants to try it out? Hendrik and Moses can take the lead. Moses, you want to try it out, Moses? Swift is passing it along to you. Moses. Okay, so let's look at it, right? It says case over here, A is equal to 5, right? And it goes to line number 1. It says, hey, guess what? There's nothing happening in line number 9, line number 10. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Moses, what is plus A plus 10? They're testing you on what does plus A do. Do you know what that does, Moses and Hendrik?
It adds it, Mr. Governor.
It adds it. Okay, I don't know. Moses?
It's an addition.
It's an addition. All right. If you don't know this, like I'm going to answer for Swift now, right? So Swift is having difficulty because he doesn't know this question. So he will go, I'm teaching you strategy now, right? So what is plus A? Where's my study guide? So Swift, because you said you didn't know that one, I'm going to show you where to get it. So let's do a Control F, plus A. Let's see if it gives me this. All right, let's say I don't have my study guide, or I got my best friend. Moses, who's my best friend, Moses?
Google.
Google. What does plus A mean in C++? Right? In C++ programming. Right? So this, it stands for a popular language that have an increment plus and decrement that allows you to increment and decrement. Hey, Henrik, you were right. It does add that thingy, right? So it's to increment a value, you can do A++, that's post increment, or plus pre-increment. Int A is equal to, what is the difference between, oh, there's a nice question. What is the difference between A, A++ and A? That's a cool one. Is A++ and plus A and A++ the same? One is a postfix and one is a prefix. What is meant by plus? Quite a bit of here. It's nice to go and read up on all of these things. What do you say? Right, so we can learn about what is prefix and postfix. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's take a guess. Let's try this, right? I'm just going to comment all these statements out, and we're going to play a little game. Not a game. Let's see who gets the answer correct, right? So I'm going to say, I'll show you what's the difference between. So C out. We're going to say plus plus A. And I'm going to say, I wonder if it takes that plus plus A. No. Let's just go and put on over there. A and S answer is equal to plus plus A. All right. So if I'm not sure what the thing is, I'm going to help Swift along. Let's see who can get the answer there. Let's see what's the difference between the two, this postscript and plus script. Right? And I've got my best friend, or my second best friend compiler, right? C++. So Swift is writing. He's writing the chat. It says, I'm here, but I don't know what the case is, Henry. Maybe line 9 would be 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. I've taken out only case 5 will be done. Okay, Swift, I'm not following you in the chat. You've written out down there, maybe line 9 would be 5 plus 3. Line 9, I move some lines along. Okay. All right. So before we get to this one, what is the value of ans, Swift, in line number 10? Ignore line number 9. Yes, ignore line number 9. Correct, Swift. What is your value? What does plus plus A do? Others can also type it in the chat if they like. It adds, correct? It adds. Hendrik also said it adds. Moses, what is the value of, what is the output in line number 10? The answer would be 5. Okay. Swift says the answer is 5. Moses? Hendrik?
It'll be 5 incremented by 1, Mr. Governor, so 6.
6. Okay, you say 6. And Moses, what do you think?
I'm thinking 5. I want to ask Hendrik, why is he saying it will be incremented by 1?
Moses has a question for you, Hendrik. He says, why does it increment by 1?
That is what the plus plus operator can do for you. It just adds 1 to your 1.
He does. Okay. Let's see if he's correct, right? Let's see if he's correct. Let's see if he's correct. So we've got Swift says the answer is 5. Hendrik says the answer is 6. Moses, what's your guess?
I'm saying answer is 5.
You said the answer is 5. Okay. And we've got our compiler out here to run it, right? So there's my compiler. Let's see who's right. So I'm going to put in 5. I should have put in a nice input statement. Please enter in a number. And who is right there? Swift.
Hendrik.
Hendrik is right. Hendrik is right. Okay. Hendrik, yay. Let's give Hendrik a clap. Well done, Hendrik. Now I'm going to change this along, right? I'm going to change it. Let's see who can get the answer here, right? Now, what would happen in a postscript if I put the plus plus there? Now what would happen? Because according to Google, you can do postscript and post or pre. Swift, what do you think the answer would be with our compiler? Hendrik?
It's 6. It's 6 point something. It's the same as that one.
It's the same as that one, which is, and Tinswallow, what the answer will be?
I think it's 6 as well.
You think it's 6. Okay, Hendrik, you think it's 6?
I think it should be, Mr. Governor.
Okay. Moses?
Yes, it's gonna be 6.
Okay, let's compile it. Let's comment. Swift says probably 6. All right. Build and run. and 5. I'm going to enter in 5. Check it out, check it out. What happened here? Let's run it again. You can see the answer. I'm going to enter in 5. My compiler gives me a value. Swift said it's 6. TenSwallow said it stays the same. Moses didn't give me an answer.
I think there's a difference between A++ and ++A.
I think so too. I think there is a difference, right? Right. So in our case, you need to now, homework, you need to go and work out why it is so, right? Why you got this difference. So, and you're going to read up over here. What does ++ mean in there's the question, there's it out here, Go type it in. What is the difference between ++A and A++? Right, so I want you to do a Google and run it to see what is the difference of the two. Right, PostScript and plus, go and read up all of these things. And when you do it like this, you'll learn, you'll learn it. I promise you that, right? There's a ++, there's a PostScript and +script, pre and post. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to take that out now. So we know that this value is, if it's got a ++A, it increments it by 1, because that's what happens out here in line number 17. So let's go to the top here. So we don't need that anymore. So we know in this instance out here, it's going to say ++A, which is incremented by 1, which is 6, plus 10, which is 16. Right? So A is going to be equal to 16 out here. Right. Now, let's see what happens. Taking that out. If you'll have this in the exam, you can't be spending so much of time on this question, right? So it goes to case number 1. It says, no, A is not equal to 5. It goes to case number 10, line number 10, case, nope. It goes to line number 11. It says, oh, there we go. It is 5. But now we know that the value there is 16. And because, oh, I don't want to give the hint away. There's no break over here. Look at it. What happens in line number 10? There's a break. What does division equal to mean? Do you know? A division equals to 2. You want to try it out quickly on your non-programmable calculator or in code blocks, Hendrik, Moses, and Swift or TenSwallow? I'm just going to put in a C out statement at the bottom of here. TenSwallow, what does A plus equal to 8 mean? Hello? Let's share the screen again. So what does A plus equal to 8 mean? Let's go and do that quickly on the top here. So I'll show you what that means. What does in line number 12, A division equals to 2? What does that mean?
Mr. Governor?
Yeah.
It should be A divided by 2.
Okay, so if my value of A is 8, right? What does A equals to A divide, A divides equals 2. A is equal to, right? So what will be the value there in line number 7?
With A equal to 8, A should be
Let's put it
4.
answer, right? Sorry, answer, right? Answer is equal to that. Hendrik, line number 7, what's the output?
It should be 4, Mr. Governor.
Okay, 4. Moses, Tinswallow, Swift.
Yes, it will be 4.
You think it's 4? Okay, let's see if you're right. Swift, you're going to type into the chat, Swift, quickly. Right, so let's build and run this thing. So the value of A is 8, and Hendrik and Moses says it's 4. Oh, let's check if Swift got the same answer. Swift, he agrees with Hendrik. Okay, perfect. So now we understand what this less than equal to sign means, right? So now, let's go back. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to say that the value there is 8, right? So in line number 6, A is takes on the value, A is equal to 16 divided by 2, which is indeed 8. So A is equal to 8. Now, in line number 14, believe it or not, it actually runs line number 14 because there's no break in there. So 8 plus 1, which is now 9. And that's what happens in line number 14. And I'm going to show you what happens if you put the break in. All right. So let's run this program quickly. I'm not going to use, I'm going to use 8. And I'm going to show you how important it is to have a break. Let's go and compile this program. Compile the program and switch. Oopsie, there's a mistake there. Let's go build and run. Oopsie, mistake. And let's, I'm going to use 8. Is that okay, everybody? And if not, I'm not taking 5. Let's take 8. And I'll tell you what happens here now, right? Oh, I can't take 8. I got to take 5. Not 5, right? 5, because there's no case 8 here. So let's see what happens here. It says it cannot run a case in line number 9, can't do line number 10. It can do line number 11, yes. So now it says 5 plus 10, which is 16. It so happens it goes to line number 12, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8. And then in line number 13, it says 8 plus 1, which is 9. And that should be the answer. Aha! Check it out. Hendrik? Moses? Swift?
Yes, Mr. Governor.
Right?
Seems to work
Check it out
fine.
now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how important it is for us to have a break. So I'm going to put a break statement out here. B-R-E-A-K, right? And I'm going to put a break statement, right? So after every one, I'm going to have a break. Right? So they break. Well, you should have a break after every case bit. That's how it's kind of to me. And this is what happens now. So I'll build and run. So when I build and run, I'm going to keep it on the side here. And again, I'm going to put in 5. And it looks at line number 7. It says, oh, it's 5. Does it go to line number 9? No. Line number 10? No. Line number 11? Yes. And it takes 5 plus 10 plus A, which is 5 plus 1, which is 6. 6 plus 10. And after that, it breaks. It stops running. It has a break, right? And because it has a break, it gives you the answer of 16. Can you see how important it is to have a break in your case statement?
Yes, Mr. Governor.
Right? You see that, right? If I take out that break statement, it's going to go to the next line and the next line. All right. So today's lesson, I'm going to stop at that. Like the case statement says, it's very important to have a break. It's a nice thing, nice place to have a break, don't you think? Oh, guys, come on. Swift, that's a joke. Swift, type it in there. What do you think? It's a nice time to have a break, Swift? XD. Ah, that's a smiley face, I think. Henrik, what do you think? It's a nice time to have a break.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Governor.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
our
nice
timing's
time to
pretty
have a
good.
break. It's a nice time to have a break, right? I think we should have a break now because a break is important. If we don't have a break, we'll go on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. That was a joke. Lucky I'm not a stand-up comedian. You'll never get my jokes. There's the joke. Swift, you think you'd be able to answer this question now, Swift? Mr. Swift or Miss Swift, I'm not sure who that is. Give us your first name. Is it Swift? Swift, you were typing in the chat. Oh, there's 2 new messages. Herman, yes. Right, great. Herman, you think you'd be able to answer this question if it appeared in the exam? Right? In the exam, and you learn something else about the break and no break. Right? Plus you learned what is A division equal to and A plus plus and plus plus A. And I want you to go and Google what does the post increment and pre-increment do. Herman says, thanks a lot. Well, you're more than welcome, Herman. Right? It's now 1:13:02. We're going to stop. Anybody wants a class photograph? Anybody class photograph? We'll take a class photo. Nobody, anybody class photo, class photo? Nobody, no class photo. Okay, no class photo. Maybe next week. Oh, Herman says he doesn't have a camera. Herman, you better get a camera and make sure next time you go quietly. Go sit in the outside or park or anywhere. Every Saturday we have a lesson. Okay, Herman, it's nice. Thank you for the question. At least you put we took a different direction in terms of a lesson. Right? So I'll end out here. All we did today was answer last year's exam paper. It was worth 4 marks, 2 marks for question 1.1 and 2 marks for question 1.2. In the exam, you only have about 4 minutes to answer this thing. Don't go and do what I did now, change the question, run it, this, that, and everything. You answer what it expects of you. So if it is 5, you will say, hey, switch 5. It goes to line number 5. Oh, case 5. A is equal to plus plus A. Plus plus A means if it is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 10 is 16. Oh, but there's no break there. So it says 16 divided by 2 is 8. Oh, 8. Then it goes to the next one. There's no break there. Oh, 8 plus 1 is 9. Our answer is 9. You just write it down like that. Quick. Right? Sharp. Same thing over here. You see the new value. What is the value of the var1 is 4 times 2 is 8. 8 is greater than or equal to 10. No, jumps here. Is 8 less than 10? Yes, it jumps there. 8 is var1, which is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Oh, the doesn't have to go there. Right, finishing class. See? That was a joke. That was nice. I did it quickly. Oh man, I miss seeing y'all. Y'all need to put your cameras on like me. Hello? Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
We'll call it a day. So question
Goodbye,
1.1,
Mr. Governor. Thank
1.2.
you.
Sorry, yes, Henrik?
Oh, I was just saying thank you.
You are more than welcome. You're more than welcome. If we didn't have a break, we could have went to 1.3. But because there's a break statement, we got to stop here. Okay?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Governor. Thank you.
Thank you. You got the joke. Okay. Herman, you got the joke, Herman? Herman, you got the joke? We're having a break. You did it. Thank you. Moses? Goodbye, Moses. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Tim Swallow. Go and answer 2023 paper on your own, right? Please do. That's a good exam strategy. And stop recording. The recording has stopped. Stop share. And